21 April 2025 market movement analysis video. So, first thing I'd like to talk about is the trend in the 3 days before the specific Monday day. So, this is the first day after Good Friday, where during Good Friday days there was absolutely no trading at all. And the market opens from Thursday to Monday, the 21st. So, those are the 3 days before Good Friday, the best Friday in the world, the day the Messiah was crucified for sins. Anyways, back to what is to be done. The trend 3 days before, we see that the opening price of the day on Tuesday, on the 15th, bullish close, bearish close. And then after that bearish close, a slightly bullish close. And then we see Monday have a bearish close. So it's bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. That's how it's been. Might be a sign that the market is raging. So if I look at Tokyo right now on the specific Monday, what was the volume during Tokyo? The volume during Tokyo, it was a maximum of 221 pips. And when London was trading alone, we see that the volume achieved over 126 pips, 0.70%. And then the correlation is that with New York session, then we saw it achieve 458.9 pips minus 2.54%. So 200, 128, 450. New York being the most liquidity. So what worked and what was price reacting from liquidity? What was profitable in the specific day? Ooh, that's the question I'm going to answer. But first, I want to know what times are the most liquidity during the specific trading time. So I know that at 3:30 we saw one of the most, in fact, it might be the most liquidity move of the day. At 3:30, there was the most liquidity move of the day. In like 45 minutes, the market had traveled 261 pips in 45 minutes. So that was like equivalent to half of the almost half of what the market ended up traveling totally, right? And then yeah, the completion is 461 pips. And another time where we see liquidness is at 15 minutes to 7. 15 minutes to 7, the market does travel 142 pips in 25 minutes. It was a liquidity time, and the next liquidity time, it's 10 minutes to 9. From a respect from the low of the day at that time, the market moves 246 pips in 1 hour, 5 minutes to the upside, stopping at 5 minutes to 10, and from 5 minutes to 10 going forward, that was the least liquidity time. You see that the market only 40 pips. And then also another time which might have been less liquidity, possibly the first 35 minutes, 48 pips of the session open. In fact, you'd say possibly, let's see, it might be the first 1 hour totally. So the first 1 hour, 20 minutes, totally 56 pips. That was one of the times that was least liquidity, right? And then we see the market did decrease in liquidity at 15 minutes past 4 until 20 minutes past 5. We see the market also decrease in liquidity and slightly ranging movement, not so strong directional movement, taking longer to go somewhere. 5 minutes before 6 until it was 15 minutes to 6. Then we saw an increase in liquidity, and then at 5 minutes, 10 minutes past 7 until 5 minutes to 9. Then that was another time where it was not liquidity. So maybe there's some consistency there. I want to measure how long the impulse was, how long it took. So that impulse took 45 minutes to the downside. And then That range was 50 minutes, right? And then the next impulse, I want to see how long it took. It's an idea God has just given me. So the next time it's around is 40 minutes again, right? Similar 40 minutes. Will this be a similar 15 minutes? Or what would you know? Similar 15 minutes stop. And then let's see how long the liquidity took when price, I think it's 15 minutes. So this time the market moves in 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes in pause, there is 25 minutes pause. And then I'm gonna skip to go there and say, yeah, that's an hour and like 20 minutes. And then there's, suppose there might be 45 minutes or 50 minutes ranging. So in terms of looking for inconsistencies, there it is there. What price points did the market react liquidly and profitably from? So at 3:30, we see an impulse move, and this impulse move is happening exactly at Tokyo's closing price. So a pullback in a respect of Tokyo's closing price, also a respect of what was New York's first high. The first high New York made 40 minutes into the session open, 30 minutes into the session open, and also the the New York low of the session, as well as the London opening price. London opening price, Tokyo closing price, New York first high. The market respects at that price point at 3:30. So after a confirmation that there might be a possibility of the market moving down, we see the market moves minus 8 pips against this idea the first 10 minutes, and then traveling 212 pips in 35 minutes before pausing, and then it continues another totally the maximum available was 412 pips from the exact setup, and the market was just the market pauses firstly at what is the low of the day. There is a pause at the low of the day, but the market continues lower, and there is another pause at 15 minutes past 4, and then the market continues lower at 20 minutes past 9, 20 minutes past 5, excuse me. So another price point where the market traded liquidity from, or any tradable movement from, it would have to be the New York opening price. So at 15 minutes past 3, a confirmation slight test of that area, the market moves 11 pips against the idea, and then moves 57 pips in 10 minutes. Later on in that sell move to the downside, the market closes below the opening price for New York session, closes successfully below. There is an immediate bullish test of that area, and then the confirmation candlestick. The market doesn't move much against the idea, 5 pips before traveling a total available 352 pips in 4 hours and 5 minutes. Then up next, we will see another liquidity move that could have been capitalized on. So at 20 minutes to 6, 20 minutes to 6, the market has just pulled back there and then sold below what was the low of the day. That's not something I'm gonna try and force into, but anyways. So the next profitable move that comes, the market has created a low at 5 minutes past 7. It moves up back to that near London closing price and moves back down there. So 8, 5 minutes to 9, we are respecting the low of the day at that price point. A respect, and then the market almost moves immediately 100 moves 246 pips to the upside in 55 minutes, no pause. The only pause that happens is just here at the London closing price. There is an attempt to respect that area, but the market continues up and until 5 minutes before 10, and this market was closing before 11. So then that's it. Um, that's it. What else worked? If I look past the old data, what else worked? Well, I think we've sorted it all out. You'd say this is 4 days old, but a New York session low. In New York session low, it was also part and parcel of the specific New York session opening price of the day. But let's just keep it as basic and as recent as we can, and that is it. The most profitable move came from the Tokyo closing price and also London's opening price. Also, the Tokyo low of the session was also included. And that's it. The maximum available selling for the specific session, New York session alone, was 461 pips. The max available buying was 246 pips. We know that the buying came from a respect of the low of the day at half past at 5 minutes to 9, and also the selling came from a respect of Tokyo closing price, London opening price, Tokyo low of the session, and another move that was liquidous was the New York's opening price respect. Twice it was respected. That's done for the video. Total price change was minus 1.09%, 197 pips. And then from the opening price of the day, total price change is minus 2.41%, minus 43 pips. All done and dusted.